Well, we finally made it, the final week of the NFL season, so let's get into the last regular season recap.
Look at this.
Well, the Chiefs got the 1 seed, I guess, and while Mahomes just continued to drag his meat over every single AFC West team, the Raiders now go into the offseason with so many questions and too many problems to be solved. It's looking like McDaniels is going to stay around, and with holes in every single position, as well as no quarterback for the future, next season could be rough again, Raiders.
That's why he's the GOAT!
What a game. The Jacksonville Jaguars made the playoffs. And meanwhile, on the other side, the Titans completed one of the greatest mid-season collapses you'll ever see. Yes, there were injuries, but the problems run so much deeper than that. Without A.J. Brown, this Titans team lost a crucial weapon that proved to be way more valuable than we thought it could have been. All the attention was just put onto Derrick Henry in this game, and although Josh Dobbs was fine, there's just no talent at wide receiver whatsoever. And Trevor Lawrence continues to prove why he was the #1 overall pick, and the Jaguars will face the Chargers. I have no hope for you, Jacksonville, but hey, I'm ready to be proved completely wrong. Well, just like last year, the Steelers had like a 0.1% chance of making the playoffs, and it almost happened. They won their game, but other scenarios did not play out in their favor, so the Steelers didn't make the playoffs this year. But hey, Mike Tomlin got another winning record. That's cool. Yeah, so the Bengals just needed to get this win for their playoff seeding, and the Ravens didn't. So we got to see Anthony Brown have one of the worst quarterback games ever. I mean, 19 for 44 with 2 picks? How the hell is that even conceivable? You better hope Lamar is completely healthy for these playoffs, Ravens, because I personally have zero faith in you whatsoever.
Come on, man.
Congratulations, Chicago, you pulled off the impossible and got the #1 pick. Anyway, now that you have the #1 pick, you obviously don't need a quarterback, so you've got a ton of trade partners that are looking to give up a ton of picks and players just for a chance at drafting Bryce Young. Incredible tank job, Bears. If there was like a tank trophy, then you would definitely get that. At least the Patriots fought pretty well. The Bills returned 2 kickoffs for touchdowns, which is just unheard of, and the Patriots for most of the game were trading blow for blow with the Bills. Josh Allen didn't look that great for most of the game, but it wasn't until after that Diggs touchdown that everything looked like it was going to go in the Bills' favor. So nothing against Patriots fans, but Bills, I'd like to personally thank you for not having to watch some Patriots football in the playoffs. God, they were so boring this year. Speaking of boring, why? Look, I'm as big of a fan of Joe Flacco as the next guy, but the Jets might have the worst locker room in the entire NFL. I can't even count the amount of quarterbacks they've started this year, and I'm sure the defense just has no relationship with any other quarterback in that room besides maybe Mike White. So while the Dolphins clinched their way into the playoffs with their win and the Patriots loss, the Jets now have to look into the future to see who their quarterback is. Maybe they can pick up like Jimmy Garoppolo, Derek Carr, or dare I say Lamar Jackson. Still, Jets, it's been a few years of your team being one quarterback away from being serviceable, so make it happen. And this is a team that did not follow the strategy of tanking. The Falcons pushed their draft position up just one, allowing the Raiders with a loss to take over their draft pick. And the Bucs just had nothing to play for, but I don't know, Desmond Ridder looked pretty solid, I guess. This game didn't happen and you can't convince me otherwise. I don't know, Sam Darnold sucks and Andy Dalton sucks. If you were watching this game, then you made a horrible mistake. What a game! The Texans were actively playing their hearts out, doing everything they could to win, while it actually looked like the Colts were trying to lose. I mean, a 4th and 20 touchdown. What in the hell are you doing? Houston, your guy better be CJ Stroud, because if you wanted Bryce Young, then this is an all-time failure. Whatever. Jeff Saturday's gonna be gone, and the Texans already fired their head coach, so next year could be better, at least. Well, the Niners had a chance at getting the #1 seed until they realized the Giants were benching literally everybody, so it just didn't happen. Meanwhile, they spoiled JJ Watt's last game, and the Cardinals are a disaster who've already fired their head coach. Interesting to see who they're gonna pick, I guess, but yeah, what a lost season for them. What? Why? Dallas, you had one opportunity to prove to everyone that you're not a fraud and that you can actually change something this year in the playoffs. And this is how it starts. They are going into the playoffs with less momentum than any other team in the NFL. God, I'm not even going to talk about this game. We all know what's going to happen in the first round, right? All of us. There is zero optimism about a potential run in the playoffs.
Yes, sir!
A really fun game that, without the circumstances of the playoffs, should have been completely unwatchable. But the Rams just continue to play hard, even though there is uncertainty about absolutely everything on the team. And they did a pretty good job with Baker, you know, doing his usual sabotaging throws, and they got into a position where Brandon Myers missed the field goal and they had a shot in overtime. But everybody stand back and let's let Baker bake one last...
And it's intercepted! Quandre Diggs!
Damn. And Seattle went right down the field. Kenneth Walker had a few runs and a game-winning field goal got Seattle a shot at the playoffs. All they needed was one Packers loss and they were in. And yeah, like I said before, Giants didn't play their starters and the Eagles did. Game didn't matter at all, and I guess Philly got the 1 seed.
We don't care.
What a tease. This is pretty easily the best game Russell Wilson has had all year long, and in the last game in a meaningless football game. Are you kidding me, Russ? This has got to be some trick into making the Broncos front office think that he still has a little bit left in the tank. I don't even know what you do with Russ. I guess you have to stick with him, but that's nowhere near my decision to make. You are a dumpster fire, as I've said hundreds of times before, Denver. And the Chargers are still in the playoffs, and they're going to meet Jacksonville in the first round. So we'll see how that goes, I guess.
First swag Kazakage, leader of the hidden village of the Den.
This game was just awesome. The Lions got eliminated before the game started, so in a way that should have taken all of the motivation from the players to go out there and try their hardest to win the game, but that's just not their culture at all. Instead of trying to make the playoffs, the Lions seemed damn near more motivated to try and ruin the Packers' playoff hopes. And that is exactly what they did, as Jared Goff outplayed Aaron Rodgers as he has for almost the entire season, and the Lions won the game off of Jamal Williams breaking Barry Sanders' single season rushing touchdown record. So the Lions are eliminated, the Packers eliminated, and Seattle is in the playoffs. And everyone has to wonder, was this Aaron Rodgers' final game as a Packer? It really looked like it, but we've seen this once before, so we'll just have to see. So, I guess that was the last week recap of the year. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, then subscribe, because I got a lot of videos on the channel just like this one. And if you for some reason liked this video, then watch this video right here on the worst MVPs throughout the entirety of NFL history. It's pretty good, trust me. Anyways, until next time.